Yeah, sweet.
Awesome, Sammy, mate. Thanks for jumping on, and it's always good to obviously chat. But from your perspective, it's just so good to see how far you've progressed in the 2 or 3 months. I think we've known each other, been in the program. You're a goer, and I think that's the most important thing is that you've come in the program with the right attitude, and obviously things are starting to happen, man. But before we kind of get to your, I guess, experience and your keys to how you're succeeding, just ticking over obviously your first, 5-figure month, which is awesome. I'd love to kind of hear where you were before that. You kind of mentioned that you've been going for, 9 or 10 months, but dude, just introduce yourself and your brand and just give people a bit of an understanding of where things were at, before you and I met a few months ago.
Yeah, sweet. Cheers, Will. Yeah, so I've got a brand called Shade Eye where we sell plant-based sunglasses, and I've had the business for 3 years, but I was kind of just half-assing it for a while. I'm a plumber full time as well, so I was just kind of posting on Instagram here and there and hoping for the best and whatever, not really giving it a proper crack. And I always wanted it to be something that would get me away from construction and be able to take my online business into my full-time role. So I knew I had to give it all the energy that I could for that to work. So last September, I started running paid ads full time. I haven't stopped since last September. And I thought it was going to go amazingly straight away, and it just didn't. And I learned a lot about reading the data and the metrics and everything like that. And I could see that the ads were working and they were getting traffic to the website, low cost per clicks, and different things like that, but they weren't converting. And I was trying to figure it out for months, and we were doing about 2 to 3K a month, up and down, not profitable, putting my own money back into the business to just keep it going and try and figure out what was the issue. And yeah, eventually we tried a number of different things to make it work, and I got the website redone because I'd just built it at the start, so it was super B grade, and then I got it redone and looked really professional, and I thought that was going to fix it, and that wasn't it. And I just had this gut instinct inside me that there was just a missing puzzle piece that I needed. That was just going to connect the dots, and everything was going to start working. And it was actually my photographer who said, mate, your website, it doesn't portray like your brand, your brand lifestyle and the brand values and your brand feel and everything like that. You need more relaxed images, blah, blah, blah. So we got a photo shoot done that I was going to use for the Instagram and the website and stuff like that. So I spent a day and a half teaching myself everything I needed to know to change the fonts, the colors, and all the images all over the website. And that was the missing link. So we went from 2K to 4K in 1 month. And then I jumped on board with you, and the wheels all started turning and stuff like that. I could tell that everything was gonna start going really well. Then I jumped on board with you, and that just changed everything. It just having the guidance and the support, and just to give me the confidence to tell me, yes, what you're doing is right, or maybe just leave it for an extra week, or just those cues have just meant so much. And we've been able to scale the business from 4K a month just before I started to then the second month we were aiming for 10K, and we hit that in the third week of the month. We ended up doing nearly 20K last month. So on track to sort of do the same numbers again. We're spending the same on ads as we were last month. We had a Father's Day sale. So yeah, everything's just been going so well. Scaling a business doesn't look like what I thought scaling a business would look like. I was expecting it to be much more just black and white, increase the spend and away you go. And it is not like that at all. But when you look back at where we've come from and where we're at now, and you can see the different increases in spend and the email campaigns that have been going out and all the work that we've been doing in the back end, posting on social media and all the things, yeah, it just gets you to where you are. So it's been sick. All the support from you has been absolutely amazing.
Dude, it's an awesome like journey, honestly. And you can look back and smile about it, and you got to enjoy the journey too, because the challenges are what make it, so worth it. But I just basically want to acknowledge what I've observed about you, and it's just as you kind of mentioned with your story there is you just were always going to figure it out. That's what I believe about you and so many others within the community. You just have that attitude where it's like, someone's worked this out before, and I am able and willing to actually do the same, and therefore you just do, just through your basically your willingness. And I do a lot of reading, as you know, listen to podcasts, stuff like that, and through the business books, I've forgotten the specific book in this case. I'll find it for you a bit later, but he literally says the thing that makes successful business owners different is they just literally have the willingness to keep learning and keep improving and push through it. That's it. There's rarely challenges in our businesses and lives really that has not been solved before. And so if we can obviously through the Ecom Blueprint, obviously, shine the light and show the way, then that's exactly what we do. But it has to come from the individual as well. And so that's where you've just been, it was always going to happen. We just hopefully, really expedited your progress. And yeah, man, it's been amazing to obviously see. And you almost did what we did in our first year. I just mentioned it took us 14 months to be our first 10K. We went from 9 to 27 within the months.
Oh,
We did a very similar thing to you, and you almost got us, but so you did
yeah.
it quicker though. You did it quicker. So it's been amazing and obviously massive things to come. I'd love to just kind of hear, and it might be useful for people as well. Like, did you have any, you've obviously had experience with programs and getting help and stuff like that before, but what were the sort of reservations that you sort of had before, I guess, jumping in with us in the Ecom Blueprint before you sort of knew what it was about?
I guess the biggest thing about joining any sort of coaching program or anything like that is the biggest thing that's holding you back is just, is it going to be worth the investment? And, the business was struggling for so long and I just couldn't really break through that little plateau that we're at a few K a month. Um, and yeah, it's just that battle back and forth in your head going, I know it's going to be good, but what if it's not? And, I can't really afford it right now, but what if I can afford it in 30 days time because it does really well? And yeah, it's kind of just getting over that so that you just, I don't know, you just need to, if you're stuck at like a certain point in your business or something and you don't know what you're doing or how to get it to the next level, then like it's a good idea to get help and ask for help and hire somebody to help you or whatever you need to do to help break through to that next level. And yeah, the investment to have you as a coach and join this program, it's already paid for itself over and over again in the first 2 months. So yeah, it's obviously so worth it.
That's awesome, man. No, it's great. I think again, like that's really important to recognize. We all have challenges and apprehensions and are unsure about a lot of things in our lives and businesses, but just to, as you said before, kind of get real with yourself and have that self-talk of like, if I want to get to where I want to go and I've been struggling for so long, something's got to change. And there is leap of faith in there. And, most people go through it. There are those that I admire that make really awesome, quick decisions and they go with it and they're super successful because that's how they run their lives and their businesses. And that's something that I'm trying to do all the time. But, as you make more of these decisions and see the payoffs, that's how you do learn and adapt. So yeah, I remember when I first jumped in my first program, it was like $500 and it was like, oh my goodness, I spent like weeks thinking about it and it was crazy. And then now, like, have invested in a few in myself and my business, quite regularly throughout each year. Like I'll spend 30 grand to learn something more in a heartbeat, just because I know that, as I said before, I trust myself that I'm going to do the work and get the results and get the value.
Yeah.
And therefore I trust the person, obviously, if I've been following them or whatever the conversation we've actually had about the specifics. But yeah, man, as I say, I completely like that's what I admire about you, man, and just having that faith, and that's where it has to start, and then we'll, lead you the way because it's that sort of program that yeah, we empower you obviously to do it, support you with everything. I'd love to just kind of hear what's been the most beneficial in terms of the program. Like obviously we have the one-to-one support and we have the community and obviously the resource stuff like that. Is there one thing in particular or anything in particular that's been the most beneficial for you since being in?
Yeah, the most beneficial thing for me is definitely the one-on-one support and just having the help there to just give me the confidence that what I'm doing is right or wrong, or I can ask you questions like, should I do this or do that or leave this alone or blah blah blah, and you can either give me your own advice or input, or you can back up what I'm already thinking or saying, and just having that confidence in the decisions that I'm making is easily for me the best thing about this program. It's awesome. You've been super accommodating to me, jumping on calls, answering messages, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, for me, that's the best part about it. It's just giving me the confidence. Like I'm spending more on ads now and making more money now each day and each month than, a couple of months ago I was just dreaming of. So, and it's all because of the confidence to be able to just pull the trigger and know that what you're doing is right, and you've got my back, and yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, man, absolutely hit the nail on the head with where just to have someone looking over your shoulder is valuable in itself. Just to know you can trust yourself with those decisions, because in our own business we're very much in silos. Like we're online, we've got access to the world, but and yet we don't have many ecom friends or whatever it actually might be to actually compare notes. Let alone like the vested interest in our actual business. Being able to know the intricate details. So
Yeah, exactly. And as I've mentioned to you before as well, like when you're in it and you're spending all the money on the ads and you're seeing the sales come in and your days are fluctuating and everything, a day feels like a week and a week feels like a month, and time just goes so slow, and it's so easy to like mess with stuff because you think, oh fuck, it's not working or whatever, and just having you there over my shoulder just going like, things are good, just zoom out a little bit, have a look at where you're at for the month or the week or whatever, maybe let's just leave this how it is for a week. And then I think you've said that to me twice, and then I've left it for a week and then had fucking awesome weeks and then gone, oh
yeah.
thank God I did that, because I would have gone and messed with it and changed things around thinking it was going to go bad, and then it would have stopped the whole thing, I would have to start again. So
Yeah.
yeah, just it's been great.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And I mean, I know you did touch on it a little bit before, but I mean, just to kind of finish off, like having the wisdom, obviously now being on the other side, and there's so much more to come, but obviously with the confidence being built and the evidence, that's the best thing about growing and scaling is like people love, our products, and it's like that's so validating and so satisfying, I think is amazing. And as you said before, you got some
Yeah.
great, big plans. So the hard work is honestly done from, I don't want to say like we stop, but to get to the point you've got to is honestly the hardest part. Now it's just like new, exciting, bigger challenges in terms of scaling, obviously, and
Yeah.
what bigger dollars, bigger figures, bigger orders, but it's all part of the process. Knowing kind of what you know now, I guess, as opposed to a few months ago, like what would you sort of say to people that, were in your position that have potentially been struggling or stagnated or anything like that? Like, what's kind of your advice for people like that, knowing what you know now?
Oh, it's definitely like you touched on before, is just having that willpower and that persistence to just not give up on yourself or your product or anything like that. It's one of the biggest takeaways that I've got over the last sort of 60 days, is that my product is great. My website works and it sells and it's great. And it has a place in the market, because for so long we were struggling and grinding away, and you can get all that self-talk and that doubt going on in your head, like, oh, maybe there's too much competition, or maybe no one really likes my stuff or whatever. But if you just focus on what you need to focus on every single day to achieve it, just cut out all that negative talk that no one wants your stuff and blah blah. If you honestly believe in your product and you love your product to your core and you believe in it, then you'll find a way to get it out to the world, and other people are going to love it too. So that's been the best thing and the best feeling. It is amazing. I still pinch myself now. I'm like, people do love my brand. They do love my Sunnies. This is amazing. It's actually happening now. So you're right. Now it's that sort of hard part, and that biggest challenge is done. I've established myself in the market as a brand, and yeah, now it's just all about growth from here. So it's exciting times.
It's awesome, man. I mean, it's so many good things to come. Thank you, honestly, so much for sharing that. It's so good to just reflect on it. And obviously, that's going to be really helpful for people with, yeah, where they're at and whatnot. So, man, congrats. Enjoy it. And there's more things to come, man. So, really well done. And thanks for sharing all of that. Appreciate it.
Thanks, bro. Cheers, Will.
Yeah, dude.